Welcome. Welcome back. Nattyral Guru. See? Our people originated at the base of the mountain of the moon, at the origin of the Nile River. Egypt, burnt, land of blackness, land of the burnt people. See? This is what the word commit means. So, we have to, in our understanding, increase by knowing Egypt, Kemet, is a colony of Ethiopia. And Ethiopia being the descendant of the grand civilization of Kush. See? And so, if we don't understand the continuity, you know the reason why Haile Selassie is so praised of who he is? You know why? The throne he sits on is probably, I'm not going to tell you directly, definitely, but probably the oldest in the world of kingship. And if you understand the African concept of the throne is symbolized as the mother. So when the king sits on his throne, he's sitting on his mother. He's sitting on his mother's laurels, right? So you know what that means? Your laurels is like your morality, right? Like you get, your mother is a certain way, and you get that loving kindness ability as a man from your mother. You learn how to be compassionate, I should say, from your mother. So when the king sits on the throne, the compassion, the understanding, the ability to be loved by the people, that's motherhood. That's why the mother was the original concept of the creator being one and only. See? And as I said, in chromosomal behavior, XX is female, XY is male. The female don't need a male to make a female. She was established first as XX. Right? But in order for I and I to be a male, I need an X to go with a Y. So nature-wise, chromosomal-wise, she was the first. And these are the things we've far forgotten. This is why we don't have no compassion today. This is why we look at each other and we hate each other, because we've lost the respect for the mother. The very womb we come out of, we disrespect every day. Right? We say that womb is sinful. Who has the authority to put sin on a womb that has not even birth yet? Who? So we have to understand how we've been tainted. See? How we've gone through these traumatic, brutal, violent episodes in recent history that's truly affected us. And if we don't come to that understanding, I relate society's treatment of Africans as the way they treat a woman that's been raped, how they blame her. What were you wearing? Why were you in that bar? Well, you shouldn't have done that with him. Right? They constantly blame the victim for the perpetrator's act. And this is what they do to black people. Black people have been the victims of that brutality, but we're the ones that keep getting blamed. Why is Africa in such a mess? Look at the Africans. They can't do nothing, right? Look at the black kids, them in Toronto. They're just killing each other, right? We hear it all the time. And we take that to heart. We take those kind of criticisms to heart. I remember when I was growing up and just come to Canada, our collective parents would tell us, don't do not know they're bad because it would reflect all bad upon us. The mentality was already there. Anything one of us do bad, we're going to get blamed for it, the whole collective of us. See? It's a systematic way of brainwashing and brutality. And that we must understand that our children are the first ones sort of not under that kind of control. And that they have the internet now and they have so many different things to open up their minds and open up the way they think and look at themselves, because they can look at somebody in Africa and realize that that's colonialism that caused that. You know, they can look at somebody in Japan and realize that, 2 nuclear bombs was dropped over there and that, they're trying to recover from that still. Right? And so we can understand those things when we understand our trauma and understand the brutality we've been into. And it's not to be the victim, because being victimized gives you strength if you understand you're victimized. It doesn't make you feel worse. What makes you feel worse is when you don't understand why you keep getting put down. A young black child who's been taught by his parents, who work and who live in society regular. Hey, son, go to school, work hard, study, get a degree, and you'll get a good job. When that doesn't really happen, that child becomes frustrated because what their parents are saying ain't adding up to his real life. And so he becomes frustrated because it's a lie. See? And it's not his parents' fault that it's a lie. It's just what they have nothing better to teach him. See? And they want the best for him, but they don't even know within themselves how to advise him on the best for him, because they've never been given the best. They've always had to struggle. And though they don't want their children to struggle, their children grew up struggling the same way. Because we live in a system and a society that is relentless in the war over your minds, hearts, and souls. Right? What is the seminary, the missionary doing in Africa, trying to teach them about what? They've survived for thousands and thousands and thousands of years on whatever they believe in. Why do you have to go over there to convert them? Right? You think that being civil is to enslave other people? Well, then you have a really wrong idea of civility. Right? And it still is going on today. Now you don't want unions. Now you don't want anybody standing up for their rights. Nowhere, no how. You're taking them all away. Every government that gets elected, it doesn't matter what stripe or color they carry. They're getting rid of everybody, ordinary people's rights. Nobody have no rights anymore. Right? So now they've turned enslavement of Africans to enslavement of the world. They've learned the techniques. They know how to do it. Because we're still enslaved. We haven't let go of the lies yet. We haven't rose up yet. Why you think when the Asian come here, they don't believe in the system and they create one for themselves? Why you think they do that? Why you think the Indians, when they come here, they create a system for themselves? They don't believe in the system they've just come in. Why? Why is it that they have